yourself, get another couple of chairs going in.
Okay.
That sounds so nice.
Isn't it? It has a very sweet sound, doesn't it?
Sounds what?
Sweet sound. Sweet
Yeah.
sound.
Very, very lightweight.
Yeah.
You good there?
Is it okay?
Well, I'm going to set up Kathy
Okay.
right in that corner.
Okay,
That's her
then let me move
usual
out.
spot.
Yeah.
So come on over here.
Okay.
And let me get this mic stand out of the way.
Okay.
And then, yeah, get comfortable there.
All right.
And, yeah. And
Very good.
that flute was beautiful. Where was
Oh, thank you. It's my. I just started playing about 6 months ago. This is one of my flutes.
You showed me that before. I'm going to pull out this frame drum
Okay.
to play with you with that.
Oh, excellent. Excellent.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
This room has an amazing acoustical
This is a great.
quality to it.
It's a great room, buddy.
When I tell the same story over and over. The first time I walked in this room almost 30 years ago, 20 years ago, that's the first thing I said.
Yeah.
I clapped my hands. I said, "This is a great drum room," because
Well, you know.
the old studios had to build a room like this, with the floor up off of the ground.
Right. So it has some resonance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vibrations, you get the subsonic,
Yeah.
and it was a real art form to build a good drum room in a recording studio.
I see.
And that was always the holy grail of recording, was to get that great live drum sound
Interesting.
that was so hard to find.
Those subtones that are.
What's that?
Those subtones that would be in the tom tom.
Yeah, all kinds of high frequencies as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And so, LA recording studios was just state of the art, trying to figure out how to make the sound. And so I got pretty educated. It was like, standing waves and angles of bowls and such. Ironically, one of the greatest rock and roll drum rooms was out in the valley, in Van Nuys, Sound City.
I see.
It was just a big empty warehouse, and they just, they put mics in it, and they set up the drums on a carpet over one spot. It only worked in one
area,
spot.
yeah.
And so the sound, so all these hit songs were recorded in there, like Fleetwood Mac, that, Rumors, it's all cut there.
Very cool.
All the way down to Nirvana,
I had no idea.
Yeah, all same room.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's funny.
And it was just because someone figured out that had the perfect acoustics.
Yeah, they were talking to a big producer
Yeah.
who said it's an anomaly of nature, that room. It's not supposed to sound good.
Yeah.
And it's magic. He says, that's all I can say, it was magic, that it would do that.
Very cool.
So that's what it felt like when I walked into this room.
Yeah.
First thing I did, I came in here like this.
Yeah.
All right.
You
This
just
is a
knew.
great drum room.
That's amazing. I love it.
And
How fun.
it took years to get the gear.
Hi, Kathy.
Okay.
Hi.
Now, why don't you step over here for now, and I'm gonna move these wires.
All right.
Looks so lovely.
Oh,
What lovely people.
I'm glad. Again, Claudia. Yeah, they're pretty
So
special.
lovely.
They really
Okay, we're good.
enjoyed the session.
Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah, and they said they'd be here
Oh,
today,
good.
so
Good, good.
you'll be able to see
Yeah,
them
we
again.
invited them.
Yeah.
To come and drop
Yeah.
and you and Cecily.
Yep.
Where's Cecily?
She'll be here. She's with Claudia right now.
Oh, good.
So they're on their way, I think.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Milo?
I'm sure Milo will be here. Yeah, he doesn't get left behind. They take him everywhere.
That's lovely.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
lovely.
Tom will literally, they have a home in New York up in the Berkshires, and Tom will literally drive from California with Milo to the Berkshires. Right? Just so that he can be with them, because they're gone for quite a while.
Uh-huh, when
So,
they're out,
yeah.
yeah.
Then he
That's
drives, Claudia flies, and he drives back. Yep.
Oh, yeah, Milo's like his Shinbo.
Oh, it's
you know,
totally
it's-
true.
It's part of it.
You know, and they talk about, well, because I wanted Tom to go on the hike with me.
Uh-huh.
And he said, well, do you think Milo can make it? I said, no, I think his hindquarters are too arthritic,
Uh-huh.
because it's kind of steep.
Uh-huh.
He goes, well, he says, I really can't leave Milo. He goes, separation anxiety might be a little bit too much.
I know that feeling.
Yes.
And we have lots of ups, so.
Oh, you do?
Oh, my mom's.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. And so do you take care of
Puffy,
it?
puffy, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's too long. We have to get back
Well,
before
that's-
midnight.
Well, see, this is it, right? Yeah. I had a Malamute. They're amazing. The dogs are extraordinary. I grew up with them all my life.
Did you?
Yeah, and I had a Malamute.
Oh,
that
wow.
my daughter was born, and she was just 2 or 3 months old, and I had this puppy that I brought into the clan, and I had to teach her how to be the omega female rather than the alpha female. So she was always vying for power, and they do that in the clan. And so I had to get down on my hands and knees, and I would right, and I push her down, bite her in the neck, right,
Oh,
hold her
good.
down, and
Great.
that was the way to teach her
Got
that
it.
she would have to be. And then my
Great.
daughter could climb all over her.
Right.
It was
Nothing
amazing
would
changes.
happen. Oh, great.
And then, what would happen, however, if one of us were gone for any length of time, she would wait at the back door until we got home. She wouldn't eat or anything. She just full host. So that was a little tricky.
Oh,
What an amazing animal.
you tell her in your mind when you'd be bad.
I did. Communication was very important. Yeah.
Yeah, they know.
They totally do
Oh,
know.
God, they know.
Big time.
It's so amazing. You know.
Absolutely.
I didn't have any kids, but I've had dogs my whole
Oh,
life.
you have? Oh, so you know.
Oh, yeah. Big or small.
Yeah.
This.
So this one you have, is she little?
She's a Lhasa.
Oh, okay.
But we used to have a Great Dane.
Oh my God.
Uh,
Yeah.
the dog would sigh when she came up next to me.
That's great. I
Other
love it.
people would notice.
Yeah, I'm sure.
She's sighing.
Mom's
I
home.
went to Hawaii
Yeah.
with a girlfriend, and buddy had us go into the house and sleep with her because she would not sleep. She barked all night. My
Oh, she would.
family
Oh, she
She
would.
would bark. She
Yeah.
would cry.
And she would cry, waiting for you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Potter?
I'm going right now, Kenny. Yeah.
Oh, wow. We're gonna record this, buddy.
I'm
Are
sorry?
we recording? Are we gonna record?
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, great,
Yeah, we're live.
All right.
great.
Let's get another chair. Hi. Let's get another chair. We got these two chairs. I'm gonna get one more chair over there. Looks like we're gonna.
Well, Milo's coming in too, buddy.
Yeah. So we're gonna. We can get one. Oh, okay.
Milo was right over here when you
Well-
were ready.
Okay, so should I move here? Can I
Yeah,
move there
move
maybe?
over here,
Okay.
and then we'll put Tom there, and
All right.
Milo.
Along the,
Come on in.
I'll put this. Is that okay?
Oh, sweetie.
Hey, these sound good.
Oh yeah.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's they're kindred vibrations.
They are.
And plus, it's the way I play this. Hi.
Hey, sorry we're late.
No, no, it's
Glad
fine.
you're back.
You're fine. You got reserved seats.
Awesome, yeah. Okay, look what you get. You gotta go back into your spot. Yeah, it's all about you. Milo.
Doctor, I smell food.
Milo. Come here.
Never mind laying down, I would eat.
Go sweetie.
You can pull that back a little bit more so you got room for the drum in front of you.
We'll figure it out.
I'll pull back your
I
bed
think
back.
I'm pretty good. If there's
You
room for
might,
you, there's
if
room
it's
for
good
me.
for Kathy, you might want to get him a little further away from the drums.
Whee! Okay. You gonna get in here?
He's fine.
Here, you got this one in front of you, big guy.
All right.
And
Boy.
didn't think to provide you with stands with last night. So if you think you do want stands, let us know. Plus, this size drum, there's a wooden stand that we don't have in the shop right now that folds up, and it's very handy. Put it in a suitcase. It rides a little higher. The drum rides a little
Like
higher.
that.
So I'll get one of those. Let you see it.
Okay.
We're all good here.
All right.
Oh, one more hook. You missed the hook.
Whoa, boy.
There we go.
Party.
Nope, still not in.
Still not in?
There it is.
Okay, I heard it go clink.
Click.
Yep.
Okay, Claudia. Now, is this the right side?
So that's a beautiful combination.
That's really good.
And also this.
The frame drums?
Like with your flute too.
It's gonna be beautiful.
I was, yeah,
That's beautiful.
it is a gorgeous drum. I was working with some people from Saudi Arabia, and this was one of the few kind of instruments that they could play. And so I studied the rhythms, YouTube, and found, their sacred rhythms. It's the only kind of music they allow.
And they use a frame drum like this?
Bigger frame on it, but the same design. So I listened to it, and it was like, and all the guys are singing and dancing with the long robes, and they got these drums, and they're going, man. There's like dozens and dozens and dozens, really cooking. And they drink tea, and the jabalas and the whole thing. And it's a guy thing, but it's really good.
Women aren't allowed, right?
I did what?
The women are not allowed.
I didn't see any. There she is. Good. Okay.
Good, you're drumming. Yay, I wondered if that was. Look at us, it's just us.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So you can,
Through the crowd.
yeah.
No, your chair is.
So you survived the night.
We did.
Very well.
Good, good,
Pull it
good.
in farther.
Okay, now, okay, let me catch you up. Make sure that you're not doing the banana hand. That's when you do that. You don't want to go there. That's your intellectual mind making it more complicated than it needs to be. It's forcing tension into the situation that you do not need. So all you need to do is find this medium. It's a medium tension, medium relaxation, and it's going to be when you're medium. Yeah, and then you pull it up, and then you pull the note up. Yeah. That way, the meditation is every time you hit that downbeat, you're doing a system check. You're going, okay, how is my hand? How is the tone? How is tempo? Am I pushing tempo? And they're all indicative of state of mind. And it's behavior modification. Because you see how your hand... We're party now!
Watch when he starts dancing.
He's real worried about you going away, journeying with your spirit, and Pup's going to be left behind. I've seen that before. So you have to let his astral, self know that he's welcome with you, no matter what dimension the drum takes you to. He's going to be there with you. That's a familiar. That's familiar anxiety. I'm supposed to be with you. Are you moving everything, Kathy? What you up to?
Yeah, I'm moving.
Okay. Okay, wires coming around from behind you. Kathy's changing the whole design of the stage. The show now. This is fun on Sunday afternoon because people come by and they have no idea what's going on. But they're drawn. They're inexplicably drawn. Now, you want to get... you good, Kathy?
I'll get the stand.
You want the stand?
Or a stand.
A drum stand. I mean, a microphone stand.
Is there a smaller one?
Take this one. Take the one I'm using.
No.
That's all. I'm good without it. I think we're just used up. We got 1, 2, 3. Is there another one back there? Good. So the energetic principle here is we're creating a stable energy field. Takes a while. Takes a few minutes, depending on if the drummers have worked with each other before and what you're trying to play. So the energy field is like a donut. It's a torus, right? So the energy is rolling around the group, and the center is open. So the energy that we're generating starts to become coherent the more we support the downbeat idea, and everybody ceases to worry about it and just start to play and enjoy. That's when I describe it as a flying saucer. It's like a UFO. It's like up to that point it's a little unstable. One side plays stronger, it wobble. But once we settle in, that thing is just really stable. And then we can lift off. Yeah, you're back. Puppy's happy now, right? We've had 15 people in here. That was as soon as we advertised. As soon as we started, boom, packed. 3 generations of the same family sometimes. Just amazing. And it was just jam-packed. And it was the most hilarious mix of people. A lot of the people were from the film business, but nobody was telling who they were or what they did. Because when you come in the door, everybody's, equal. So I was laughing because I knew who these people were. And there was like big deal producers, and screenwriters who were like eager, would like do anything to meet this person. And they were drumming with each other. And then sometimes there were like 5, 6 psychotherapists, all of them drumming, and nobody knew that the others were psychotherapists. Lawyers, 3, 4 lawyers at the same time. And then the mix. You got like a plumber, right? And he gets it, right? He gets it right away. So he goes to work the next day and he's feeling a little cranky, or a couple of days later. So he pretends he's drumming while he goes to work as a plumber. And he's got the boom, doom, doom, boom, on the steering wheel, just going in his head and his body. He remembered it. So he comes home at the end of the day and his wife says to him, "Looks like you had a pretty good day." He goes, "As a matter of fact, I did." He goes, boom, boom. And they came back and he said it was great. He was like in a great mood. He said he just remembered what it felt like. Hi, we're on. I don't have the speakers on. It's Sunday afternoon. I don't turn on the speakers. I don't want to, But it's all going out, though. We got a good signal going out. Okay, now what we do, what I explain to people, is that at this point, the groove is now solid, right? It's taken, a minute or two to gel. Now, we have to become shaman singers. You gotta sing. You gotta open up your mouth and a tone. Now, there's no quality judgment on any of this stuff. The point is to make an effort. Just make an effort. That's all you got to do. Hitting the downbeat, that's an effort. Just do that, you're in. That's all you got to do. Okay? So, first of all, what we're doing, we're going to vocalize. We're going to all sing and open up. And then we'll do the generic invocation, which is pretty non-offensive. You pretty much used it for 30 years, and no one has really gotten upset. It just refers to different areas, different concepts. Okay, here we go. Me, 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 me.
So, feel free to join in, even if you don't know the words.
Yeah,
Make sounds.
fake it.
We repeat them all 4 times, anyway, the directions. Powers of the East. 4 times. Welcome, powers of the East. Welcome, powers of the East. Welcome, powers of the East. Okay, South. Welcome, powers of the South. Welcome, powers of the South. Welcome, powers of the South.
Welcome, powers of the sea. Welcome, powers of the sea. Welcome, powers of the sea. Welcome, powers within me. Welcome, powers within me. Welcome, powers within me. Welcome, powers within me. Aye, 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 aye. Circle drawn round. Circle drawn round. Circle drawn round. Circle drawn round. Power brought down. Power brought down. Power brought down. Power brought down. Protection surrounds. Protection surrounds. Protection surrounds. Protection surrounds. Sacred abounds. Sacred abounds. Sacred abounds. Sacred abounds. Let the goddess dance. Let the goddess dance. Let the goddess dance. Let the goddess dance. Wow. 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 Great Spirit, bless our endeavor. 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 Wow. 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 for a big ending. Ready? Okay, last one. Oh, yay. Is this something that fell off the spaceship? What is that?
Bracelet, right?
Did it break? Did that break?
Right in two.
Let me see it.
Check that out, man.
Uh-oh.
Where's the other half?
That's amazing. It's right underneath.
Oh, here it is.
It's good. It's good.
It did. It broke right in two.
It's nice. Nice bracelet.
Randy.
Isn't that wild? I bet it broke on the down.
Well, that's why we keep the fire extinguisher handy. You know, I mean, I've been known to burn down trees, you know.
That's right. In Michigan.
You've been down.
Did I tell you told you that story, didn't I?
We did not hear them.
Oh, good.
Well,
Okay. So,
Load that in the quiver.
I was invited to play with 1,000 nuns, Dominican nuns, in Adrian, Michigan at their mother house. It's in the middle of nowhere. So I was touring, rental car, full of djembes, everywhere, all through the Midwest. Just, you know, planting the seeds of the downbeat. So the Dominican nuns had, you know, seen me and they said, we want you to come up and do a prayer group with us on a Thursday morning, 9 o'clock. So I get there and I'm tired, you know, I'm driving, and as I'm pulling in, this is huge grounds, you know, for the nunnery. And I said, look, and I'm driving the car, and I said, look, this is really starting to resemble work. I'm really tired here, not having a whole lot of fun. It's all on my dime, basically. So I tell you what, I'm thinking of shutting it all down. I'm going to unplug all this and, you know, do something else. If you want me to do this, though, you're going to have to give me a sign. And it's going to have to be a big sign. Because I don't pay attention, I'm deaf, I'm hard of hearing, I'm lazy, you know, and I'm real stubborn. Otherwise, I'm going to miss it. And I forgot about that little conversation. Now, this is true, verbatim. Pull in, unload all the djembes into the chapel. You know, now the Dominican chapel has white shag carpet on the floor. Beautiful. Fits about 200 nuns in there. And I had mud on these drums from the weekend before. I was playing a pagan festival in Kansas. They didn't know that. And I went, oh, I got mud on your carpet. And he goes, it's okay, fine, not a big deal, fine. You girls are cool. So anyway, set up, and all the nuns come in. Now, the oldest nun sits right next to me. She's like 86 years old. She's got the full regalia on. The rest of them kind of mixed. Most of them just kind of street clothes. So we start drumming, and they had me do the invocation. They had a brochure they printed up with the invocation words on it, so people could sing along. Now this is a Catholic, you know, nunnery, you know, I mean, it's like, so we drum for an hour, and we have a wireless microphone going out through the crowd. And they say, you drum for the children in Iraq, you know, different things. Because this was the day of the peaceful transfer of power in Iraq from the military to the civilian. So that dates it. That was like 2003, maybe 2004, or something like that. So we do the chanting and the singing, and at the end, the woman who, you know, the administrator says, do a prayer. I says, I'm not an ordained minister. You know, she says, it's okay, we've seen your work. Just lead a prayer with the drum. Okay. So I said, well, okay, we'll call in the Christ energy. You know, no tomatoes coming at me, you know. It's like, okay. So far, so good, right? Got the groove going, you know, and she's nodding. This is good, you know. And all the nuns and everybody's out there just grooving. And there's a video feed out to the dormitories. So there's literally 1,000 nuns on the groove, you know, hitting whatever they had in their rooms, you know, as well as everybody got stuff, shakers and everything. So we cooked through this, and I'm saying, okay, let's call in the Mary energy, you know. And I went, okay, they were good with that. Because I always like to do male and female, you know, yin yang, you know, it's like, always balanced. Like to have women drummers. Real important to have women drummers, okay? And here was a whole room full of them, right? And they were giving as good as they got, man. They were in there. They were hitting the drum, and they were chanting, and they were praying, and it was just full on. You know? They didn't hold anything back, these girls. So we finally finished, you know. Yay, you know. Everybody stands up, but you don't hug. Nuns do not hug. Okay. Maybe they do when nobody's looking, but you don't hug nuns. So I'm standing there, and everybody feels really good. You know, we've been doing this for an hour. Mother Superior comes in. She just sort of cruises into the room like the Bismarck, you know, like, oh, she's gonna like bust me, right? She's gonna send me to hell. It's like discommunicate or whatever. You know? Okay. She says, we've been here 150 years. We built this convent. We have a favorite tree that's in the front of the mother house that has been there since the very beginning. We love this tree. It's our favorite tree. It's old. It's got a big crack up the side, but it's still green. It still has leaves on it. It just caught fire. It's burning right now while you were drumming. Nobody said a word. All the nuns just totally chilled. I was speechless. Hard to believe, I know. And then the old nun, the oldest nun, she says, when are we gonna do this again? You know, I was like, she was jumping right to the next one, you know. Now, the Mother Superior says, the groundskeepers are calling it spontaneous combustion. She goes, that happens. She was so chilled. And it's like, none of them were getting excited. They were just like, yeah. And I'm going, woo. So I was like, she said, would you like to see our museum? I said, yeah. So they took me out and they showed me the history of the Dominican order. Real trench fighters. These women never backed off. You know, the killings in South America, economic equality in Africa, all over the world, really stirring it up, doing the right thing, and took a beating, took a price. A lot of them were killed. But they don't talk about that. They got this focus, you know, it's like real focus. So they took me up and introduced me to the therapists. There's a bunch of nuns who are therapists, work with women who are living on the convent grounds, who cannot go into public because they look so weird, so bad, tumors on the face, inoperable stuff, as well as psychology. So they said, we want to use this drumming therapy on campus with our clients here in the nunnery. And I said, fine, I'll teach you how to do that. That's great. But first of all, they go, what? I said, how can I put this? I'm a man of pragmatic faith. Can I see the tree? They went, sure. So they put me in a car, drove me around this big grounds, and there in front of the mother house, there was this huge red oak tree, smoking. It was just full of white smoke, aromatic. You couldn't believe what it smelled like. And it was huge. It was like 3 stories tall. This tree was old, 150 years old, and it's full of smoke. And there's the Adrian, Michigan Fire Department, you know, and they're giving us, we don't know why it's burning. They cut a little hole inside of it. I don't know, whatever. So they put a hazard tape, big yellow hazard tape around the tree at about 10 feet diameter. Nobody go past the yellow tape. And I see, like, there's the groundskeepers, 2 of them standing over there going, you know, they don't. And one nun standing way back there just chilling, just checking it out. And the smoke is coming off of this thing. Now, the Adrian newspaper has 1 photographer on staff. And he's there, man. He's taking pictures. And he knows who I am, right? He goes, while you guys were drumming, there were flames coming off the top of this tree. Okay? I said, it's not consumed. It's green leaves. He says, yeah, really weird, isn't it? He says, get in there, man. Let's take some pictures, man. This is a photo op. Okay. So he says, get your drum, man. So I took my drum and I kneeled in front of the tree. He says, now wait for the wind, you know. He's like Charlton Heston, you know. He's like, you know, Cecil B. DeMille. This is a classic history shot. And me, I don't know what to do. I had no idea, like, what position to take on this. Which means I don't know whether I should smile or what. You know, so the picture is really dumb. I got this really dumb look on my face, like, I don't know what's going on here. So the Adrian tree cutting, you know, service pulled up as I was leaving. They bought the drum from me, and they booked me to come back. The next time I got back there, I called them. I says, did people talk about this burning tree thing? She says, oh yeah. You know, that's it. I get back, no tree. Like the grass is completely smooth. Like a putting green. I was like incredibly perfect grass. It's a very conservative town. They don't need uppity nuns. They know they've had to deal with it for 150 years. So they know. It's like, no, we don't want any burning trees. So the sidewalk goes down, and then it goes around where the tree used to be, and then on down. And so I went back like 4 or 5 times. And the last time I went, there was a sprout coming up right in the middle of the circle. Yeah. So that's the story. That's to keep the fire extinguisher close.
When was the last time you went?
It's almost 10 years now. And a family walked in, and we were talking, and these stories come up. She says, you were the guy that was there doing that? And I said, yeah. She says, I work at the nunnery. And would you like to come back? And I went, sure. Because it was a different pope, you know. The last time I was booked there was the day of the Pope's funeral. Put a little kink in the action. But after that, it got, you know, the Panzer Pope came in, and everything got suppressed. Now it'd be a different story. But cool, very cool group of people. And they built a big labyrinth out back. And they loved the invocation. They went along with it. So I posted the pictures and stuff. Somebody says, you burned down their favorite tree. Hey, you got to break an egg to make an omelet.
200 nuns were helping you.
So that kind of energy it manifests. Drumming manifests if it's the right kind of energy, right kind of drumming. It's got to be really lightweight. You know, you can't really take it too seriously. Now, like for instance, aye, 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 aye. For all of these blessings coming to us right now. Thank you for all of these blessings coming to us right now. Thank you for all of these blessings coming to us right now. For all of these blessings coming Receiving healing light. We're receiving healing light. 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 Play me, play me. Okay, big ending, here it comes. The last one. Oh, ho, oh. How we doing?
What do we want to manifest?
Are you good? Everybody good? Water, you're good? Everything's fine? Okay. So what we're going to do next is we're going to change gears now that we're veterans. Yeah, you need some for your fingers probably. You feeling sensitive a little bit?
Yes, just like right here.
Yeah. You got to have to,
Balm or do you want tape?
Whatever you recommend. I'm trying not to hit it at all, but
Probably the balm.
you want to do the tape for right now?
Tape won't stick.
Padded tape.
The balm or-
I don't have any on me, but is there,
Oh, we
is
don't
it,
have any?
there's some, there might be some over there by the computer.
Okay.
thank
Now,
you.
now, when you're going to be aware that people hit the drum and they hurt themselves, and it's an unconscious process because there's emotional issues, control issues, fear issues, trauma, delayed stress. All these different things manifest in how we hit the drum. It's amazing. And it's also the method how to be aware of it and then move through it and release it in a gentle way without a lot of incredibly busy intellectual work. I explain to people the difference between drumming therapy and psychotherapy is that in psychotherapy, you're trying to use your intellect to fix the intellect.
Yeah.
So that's like driving your car while you're trying to fix it. You know, it's not a win-win. So what the drumming does is it removes your eye, the awareness of me, the real me, away from the intellectual activities. And the reason it does that is just it's the nature of rhythm. It's just, and especially going back and forth. So the intellect realizes that it's getting, disenfranchised from the total human experience. So it'll do stuff like hurt your finger and get in there and tell you, worry about lunch or something. You know, it's like, has nothing to do with the bliss that you're in, but the intellect is just trying to save itself. Because it's feeling like suddenly it's on the edge of the void, the cliff is like, hey, I'm not important anymore. So, because what you're doing is feeling a much larger perspective, which is outside the realm of intellectual definitions. So the intellect, and those are the rhythmic indicators, and stuff comes up, like sometimes people's foot goes nuts for no reason while they're drumming, and their drumming is like totally steady. Other symptoms, crying, sweating, laughing, tearing, just on and on, all kind, hyperventilating, all sorts of things. But what you do is you just cruise through them. You witness them just like in conventional meditation. You go, oh yeah, that's my fear machine freaking out, trying to get back in control of this operation. And you just witness that and you keep going, which makes it easier than conventional meditation because you're doing something about it. You're hitting the drum. You're making effort. You're actually in control of this situation. So, when you're hitting that drum now, you're aware, and I've watched people hurt themselves. I've done it. Bang, 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 until there's blood coming out of the fingers. And that's compulsive behavior. But it's considered normal behavior when people play a drum. And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Let's take a look at this. It is compulsive behavior. What is it trying to tell us? Is that we can't let ourselves totally enjoy this situation. We're not, our old belief system is preventing us from just experiencing authentic rhythm. So we've got to we've got to let go of the belief system assumptions. So that's what we're going to do right now. Now going back and forth in that 3, remember we did the 3 last night? Both hands. Now, not to worry about good and wrong notes. They're all fine. Now what we're going to do, this groove is like flowing water. It's like water coming down the side of a gentle mountain, a gentle hill. Okay, now what I'm doing here is back and forth. Just go in the middle. So you get the hang of just going back and forth with your hands. Now this, I went on this last night a little bit. The belief system will refuse to shift on this rhythm. And you witness the belief system inhibiting your performance because you're not in the belief system. You're over there hitting the drum, which is removed. So you're going back and forth like this. And you start to try to get that big note right in the middle. You got it. But you also see how the mind is controlling the hands and insisting on doing 2 notes on the same hand. Because it thinks it's in control. You see what I'm doing? You see what's happening? The mind is in. Now what you do is slow it down, just slow it down, and not panic. First things, do not panic. The drummer never panics. Everybody else is going to panic, but the drummer doesn't panic. You think the drummer on the Titanic panicked? No. The drummer continued to play. It's history. So that's what we're doing here. You're going to play right through it. Doesn't matter what it is. You're going to play right through it. And so this back and forth then is profoundly balancing the hemispheres of the brain. As long as you can keep this mirrored hand activity consistent, the brain hemispheres start to do something that's totally unique, that only happens right now with this rhythm. You You see how the mind gets in there? Because the mind does not want this to happen. Because what it's doing is it's making your old belief system obsolete. And it's trying to survive. So it's going to put tension into the situation. It's well-intentioned. It's functioning according to its design, which is survive no matter what. So what we need to do as higher beings is get in control of our own belief system and then transcend and program it ourselves. So what becomes then your operating system is the beliefs that you want. And it comes off of this rhythm, this ancient rhythm. So by going back and forth with the brain, this is new stuff. The brain hemisphere balancing is the new insight. So you heard it here first. This rhythm is the rhythm to change the belief system. And it'll fight. The belief system's not going to give up without a fight. But the rhythm itself has incredibly inherent persuasive, nurturing, acceptance, and surrender, and forgiveness. So all of the emotional issues connected to how the belief system operates start to relax. Because you're telling it, everything's okay. Okay, here we go. Just relax. Now relax your fingers. You're a little stiff. Just relax. That's where it's coming from. That's anxiety. We're going to work on that right now. Lay it back. Be late. Be lazy. Be sloppy. Yeah. Good. That's better. I got you. You were like buzzing out, man. Okay, here it comes. Wash away, wash away, wash away fear. Wash away, wash away, wash away. Lay it back. Wash away, wash away, wash away fear. Wash away, wash away, wash away fear. Wash away, wash away, wash away. I'm holding it down, slow down. Wash away fear. Wash away, wash away, 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 wash away shame. 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 We enter the circle of souls and we live out all of our lives. We enter the circle of souls and we live out all of our lives. We enter the circle of souls and we live out all of our lives. We enter the circle of souls and we live out all of our lives. Wash away, wash away, wash away pain. 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 Wash away, wash away pain. Wash away, wash away, wash away pain. Wash away, wash away, wash away pain, wash away, wash away, wash away pain. Last one. Oh, it's all a trick. The point is for you to get the lick at the very end, the ending. If I were to show you the lick at the beginning, you would stress. And so you would learn it with stress. And you would then play it for the rest of your life with stress. I don't need to hear that. So, put the lesson at the end. It's just an ending. You do it, you acquire it with no emotional anxiety connected. It's just an ending. It'll be over in a second. I'll get through this. So, then you have the sense memory, the emotional charge on that lick of complete relaxation. No panic. So then you start to discover then that the lick is not just a big ending. It's also an improvisational foundation lick that you can use all through the song to improvise around. It shows you those are the combination of notes that you can use to like improvise on your own fearlessly. That's what I really insist on. You come from a fearless place of improvisation, then it's all good. Yeah. Go ahead.
Would you go over like the quality of the feeling in the hand?
Okay.
And then like how the hand is on the downbeat and
Okay.
how the hands are here.
Good. Okay.
Just like the basics.
Good, yeah.
Would that be all right?
Okay. First of all, on the high note,
Okay.
this is a tricky one. Now you see how my fingers spring up off of the head? The wrist is down.
The wrist is down.
It's not up. It's down. This is what a lot of people do, and it tenses up the fingers, and you end up hurting yourself. That's one way you can hurt yourself. So you bring the wrist down, and you let the fingers spring up off of the head. You play from the elbow. Play from the elbow. It's like tennis. You swing from the elbow. Good. You see how the air is underneath. So the fingers snap down, hit the tone, and get away from the head. That way you don't reabsorb the velocity that you're exerting. That's an old martial arts thing. You deposit the energy, and then you get away as quickly as possible. You drop your package and bug out. So you get in there and you get away from the head. And so the tendency, especially with people who are incredibly brilliant, is to like hold on, hold on, hold on. So the meditation is let it go. Let it go. Yeah. So after a while, you get to the point where you do not have to do a lot. You just a little bit. This is enough to let it go. It just comes right off the head. And you hear it. You start to hear, okay, that was a good note. This is a note, but it's stifling your own creativity. So, now, moving to the large note in the middle of the drum head, what I refer to fondly as the downbeat. Okay, now when you're coming into that note, you're going to get a good one every once in a while. It's like golf. So every once in a while you get a really good swing and you go, how did I do, why did I do that one? How come it was so good? So what you're doing now is you're going to hover, come up and hover over the head. Yeah. And And it's not muscle, it's quickness. Yeah, right in the center though, further in. And medium stress on the hand. No, not too loose, not too rigid. In between. This is a degree of force. That's what we're learning
And
here.
are the fingers together or
Okay.
apart?
You don't have to go this far, you don't have to go here. You go in
There's
between.
space between the
Yeah, a little bit. This is not traditional African. This is not traditional Afro-Cuban. Because all those guys, they're here. Their hands are like here. Now, the reason we don't go there is we're not playing that kind of drum. We don't want these drums to sound like that necessarily. So you're going to come up against people who think that is the only way to play one of these drums. So you got to stand firm in your understanding that you're playing the drum the way you want to play the drum. Because as soon as you come into contact with other drummers, they're going to tell you what you're doing wrong. That's this neurotic preoccupation of drummers who have been trained by neurotic drum teachers. And it goes back generation after generation after generation, all the way back to Europe, you know, classically trained. But it also happens in Africa, same way. It's their classical approach to music. So what we're doing here is being very, very permissive with ourselves. Yeah.
Before we go on, Randy, could I ask that you just put the tape over your rings?
Oh, sure, here.
Unless you can take them
You
off.
just take them off.
Oh, this is, if it's possible.
Oh, yeah.
And again, for the big note, you're going to come from your elbow. It's already 4:30, huh? Fine. So there. So now, I just said 4:30.
Oh, yeah.
So now we're back into the other rhythm. This is the 4-beat, right? Now, for manifesting, the 4-beat's really good. The 4-beat's also good for releasing. So you can't be locked into like, you know, one rhythm or one beat is good for one thing. It's all flexible because it's just a drum. It's just rhythm, and it's always going to shift. It's always going to change. Where were we? Oh yeah. Okay, let's try different affirmations because I get a reading on stuff. Okay? Here it comes. I have always been sacred. Slow down. I have always been sacred. I have always been sacred. Now this is going to process some deep stuff. I have always been sacred. This came from an amazingly successful I have always been sacred. Successful woman, executive. I have always been sacred. But when she was growing up, it was a different story. I have always been sacred. Okay? So she would still freeze up. Always been sacred. It interfered. You know? I have always been sacred. So this was hers. I have always been sacred. To get her away from the shame. I have always been sacred. You know, the fear and the shame and the guilt. Always been sacred. Because even in the darkest moment, I have always been sacred. That really brought her up. I have always been sacred. Plus, it protected her from the past. I have always been sacred. Because if you drum this in, it'll be there. I have always been sacred. So you don't want to push, right? Except have always been sacred. You'll start to distinguish these power grooves. Tempo is very important. Always been sacred. So you check your internal system. Does it feel good? I have always been sacred. Is it too fast, creating anxiety? You don't want that. I have always been sacred. So your groove may be different. I have always been sacred. Now, the old belief system, I have always been sacred, is going to fight this. sacred. And you can tell it's fighting because it speeds up. I have always been sacred. So you back it off. I have always been sacred. So you see how you get back in control? I have always been sacred. So slowing down puts you back in control. I have always been sacred. Now the universe is listening. You can feel it. I have always been sacred. Now we're vibrating at tribal tempos. You know, I have always been sacred. And so now it becomes truth. I have always been sacred. And then the intellectual mind has to accept, have always been sacred. But it doesn't want to. I have always been sacred. I have always been sacred. Oh yeah. Always been sacred. I have always been sacred. I have always been sacred. So that means we are visiting the past. I have always been sacred. And we are bringing light into the past. I have always been sacred. Don't panic, just stay relaxed. Because we are visiting some very dicey places. Sacred. Keep it going. I have always been sacred. So bring light into those places and forgiveness. I have always been sacred. Because you know you were trying to do the right thing. I have always been sacred. There's a part of you that has a light in you. That spark is there. And even in the other people, got to accept that. I have always been sacred. So you have to accept the whole thing, no matter how nasty it was. Always been sacred. And that's how you let it go. I have always been sacred. Because we're appealing to the good nature. I have always been sacred. Even if we were perceiving it as being victim. I have always been sacred. Even in there, you're still sacred. I have always been sacred. I have always been sacred. So now the belief system is starting to give up and recede. You know, it takes a while, at least a minute, more. So, I have always been sacred. So this is where we really slow down and go with extreme intention. And to put it in there gently, I have always been sacred. So at this slower tempo, much more powerful. I have always been sacred. 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 So slow it down just a little bit more. Let it go deep. I have always been sacred. Good. A few more. I have always been sacred. 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 Okay. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright, alright. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Alright. I woke up this morning smiling with the rising sun. Two little birds on my doorstep singing sweet song, melody pure and true, saying, this is my message to you, you. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright, alright. Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing is gonna be alright, alright. Okay, Andy. Every little thing is gonna be alright. John Love. Play your flute, boy.
Right now.
When I hear this flute, I want to hear the recording of it in this room. This room is so acoustically good for these instruments, the drums and the flutes and stuff.
Should we drum with you or let you play by solo?
Maybe just let me pick up on something and then you
Yeah.
guys can join.
Yeah, no, you're going to play with us, yeah, because this is
Are you saying you want to start or you want us to start?
I don't know.
Let Randy start, buddy.
Let me just see where it goes. beautiful place. The flute takes me, and it almost seems as if the flute plays itself. And I go to this beautiful place where there's a waterfall, and just the birds are singing, and the wolves are all laying down, and they're just listening.
The wolves.
Yeah. So that's the image I see when I play.
Yeah, the beasts lay down. They relax.
They do. As a matter of fact, Cecily and I were in Joshua Tree, and it was late. It was like 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night, and the sun was just going down behind the big boulders, and we were way back in some canyon. All of a sudden, this coyote, a very healthy coyote, comes up out of the boulders, and he's looking, right? And I have my flute with me. So I start playing, and all of a sudden 2 come up, right? And they did. They literally laid down, and they listened, and you watch their ears go like this
my God.
with the sounds, right? Their heads go back and forth like this. It was really beautiful. Yeah, she saw it. You know.
Well, the coyote, energy is always referred to as the trickster, the Kokopelli, the trickster. So it's like the drum and that energy are really, that's the same. It's the same kind of energy. So you got to be careful of the energy that the drumming can generate, because it's illusionary. Like, is it like the coyote playing a joke? So you have to remember that it's not you
That's right.
being cool. It's something else happening.
There's something else happening. That's true.
I liked having my hands on the drum and then feeling the vibration.
Yeah.
You could feel that through the head. Oh,
Yeah,
that's excellent.
like because you're playing, with the flute in that position, I could feel it go through the drums, but I could feel it in my hands. And that was
You can hear Buddy talking in your drums too.
yeah, that's true. It's like when someone might.
It's very nice. Gorgeous flute. How are we doing on time? You guys got your schedules, places you got to be?
Oh, good. It's 4:45, and no, we don't have. Us personally, we don't have a
Okay, good. Just checking. Because my choices here is either to do the closing or to move deeper into, therapeutic affirmation drumming. If that's where we want to go. Or if you wanted to do a little bit of one-on-one when we were done with the group. If that's something that interests you before you leave.
What is that?
Okay, let's go here. We did this last night.
I've not been thinking.
Right, not a big deal. As we're gonna go here, we'll have some more fun.
I don't know what I want.
This is where we got to sing the national anthem. We did this before, right? You guys know, we did it last night. This is what I believe should be the national anthem, this song. Because everybody sort of knows some of the words. Doesn't matter what generation. This particular song. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands upon the wheel. Going to the roadhouse, gonna have a real good time. Jim's rolling over in his grave every time we do it. That was written about the Roadhouse in Topanga. Jim Morrison. Yeah, it was like on a drive out, you know. Because that road at night is so treacherous. It's like, you know, keep your eyes on the road and your hands. It's like, Anyway, we went to the same school in Florida, like the St. Petersburg Junior College. He was such a bad boy. He was older than I was, a few years older. But he read his poetry in the local coffee house. The Beaux Arts Coffee House was notorious. It was the oldest coffee house on the whole East Coast, New York City included. And it was run by an old guy and his mother. He danced with Balanchine. He was very colorful. And he had this old Tennessee Williams style Southern antebellum mansion, completely surrounded and overgrown with, you know, tropical foliage. And then he had folk singers come in and sing. And all the college students would pay $1.25, and we would listen to some of the greatest folk music in the United States in the mid-'60s. And Morrison would read his poetry and then get thrown out, usually. But that was the spawning ground for so much great music. All the folkies that were coming out of New York City to go south on these coffee house tours. I mean, everybody. Pete Seeger, the Big Three, which turned into Mamas and Papas. Just on and on. Everybody, it's like all the folkies from that first era in the Village, like in '64, they just stopped there. And then they go on to Miami. So that's where I got to meet and play with so many incredible people. And it's just laid in my lap. So it's always been like that, you know. And out of this has come out of that. I still hear that music because it's acoustical, you know, and it's from the heart. But I was the first guy to bring a drum set into a coffee house. You know?
Wow.
They go, whoa.
That's very cool.
Which was like blasphemy. It was like heresy, you know.
Right. I could see that.
So here I am still, and come back to this drum because this is compatible, you know, with acoustical guitar. I mean, we do that sometimes. I kind of ran out of time today, but to sit and play acoustical guitar and then everybody, because the grooves that I show people, those are the grooves that you play with all those classic, you know, songs, you know. If I had a hammer, I'd ring it in the morning, ring it in the evening. Anyway, it goes on and on. All over this land. So all that stuff's really where I come from in terms of, like, you know, Americana. That's really the original Americana music, is that folk stuff. So I always like to remind people, like, there's so much rich spiritual music that's just folk music. It's just, you know, but it has attitude, you know, really good attitude about it. So that's kind of why I do this, because I hear it all in my head. You know, so don't worry. And also I hear, you know, James Brown too, but I mean, So, when we're working on a one-on-one with therapy, what we're doing here is we're opening up a channel to release this pressure. Now, the way the belief system works is that it's very well-intentioned, and it keeps bringing up old history, old events, old movies, old traumas, old stressful situations, because it thinks it's supposed to be doing that. It's very well-intentioned, and it thinks by doing that, it's going to prevent us from going back to those situations where there was pain and confusion. So it's become dysfunctional because it's kicking up this stuff all the time.
Would you repeat that? I just want to take it in. Would you repeat?
Okay, I'll try. That's the hardest part for drummers. Oh, do that lick again. What lick? Which one? So point here is that the belief system is well-intentioned, and it keeps playing the history, bringing up the traumas, the stressful situations, all through the person's life. Now the person is they're trapped in their intellect. The intellect is funneling this stuff up and playing it and displaying it for the person to witness over and over and over again. And the person says, would you please stop doing that? And the belief system says, don't you want me to do this? I'm reminding you of all of these horrible things so you don't do them again, right? That's the logic. And that's where it gets a little haywire, because it's merely a mechanism. It's not really the I. It has evolved over about 100,000 years of brain evolution. Now, because of the drum machine and all the technological rhythms that are clicking away, driving us into a fearful state, even though it's not really fearful, it's not really dangerous, yet we're feeling fear. Why? Because the belief system is getting triggered by all this environmental rhythmic pollution, as well as all kinds of intellectual pollution. So by drumming, we bring the awareness into the present instead of in those memories. And when you start to do the drumming therapy, you begin to witness those images coming up. But you don't succumb to them because you're busy. Thank you very much. I know you're there. I'm not interested. And you stay with the groove. And you drum through it. Now, when you do that, the emotional charge, because we have emotional charges on everything we ever experienced and everything we ever learned, has an emotional charge connected to it. So whenever that memory comes up, if it's triggered and it comes up, there's an emotional charge that our system identifies that memory with the emotional charge. It's a cross-referencing, just like a computer system. So the memory comes up. Weird Uncle Joe, oh yeah, on my bicycle, I remember I was 4 years old, or whatever. You know? And so it's like, it comes up and it's vivid. And you're trying to stay here. You're trying to stay present. But what did we do during those events? We developed a skill, and that skill was to disassociate, check out. As that stuff, the weird stuff, was going down, you just checked right out. I am not here. So that became one of the first real skills that we learned, is how to check out. So as a child, that was a survival mechanism that we developed. But as we grow up, that checking out tendency gets out of hand, because it's an automatic thing. It just kicks in when there's ever any stress. Some people are narcoleptic. They go to sleep. Some people just don't exist. They have a visual of themselves someplace else entirely. Naked, helpless, whatever. But the drum, every time you nail that downbeat, you are asserting yourself. I am in control of the situation. I am safe because I am deciding to be safe. And because I am deciding to be safe, I am safe. And you tell the whole world, I am not a victim. I've never been a victim. That's a tough one. That's quantum drumming. When you go there, you start to shift the reality. And the belief system eventually goes with you after a couple of minutes of like, oh, I don't know about this. And finally you say, no, you go with this because I want you to go with this. I'm going to drum it right into you. And I'm going to drum right through all this trauma replay, the sequel. All that stuff does not have the emotional power that it used to have. And so the emotional charges melt away. And the new emotional charge on the memory is now the person is powerful, in control, and deciding what it's going to be. So we're changing the past as we reassert ourselves in the present. Now, a drummer can do that because a drummer goes outside of time. That's what a drummer does. You visit there, you can bring the light, you can bring strength, you can bring understanding, you can bring self-defense. Whatever you need, you can take it there. And the history shifts, and the people connected to the history shift. That's what's amazing. Because we are no longer, you know this is true, we are no longer in a linear reality. It's holographic. And the drum is perfect for this. You visit where you need to go, and you clean it up. And you go in there and you say, thank you. You say thank you to that kid. Thank you for being a hero. Because you made a commitment. That kid made a commitment. A lifetime, an eternity commitment. The kid says, look, this is a very bad, weird situation. I'm going to have to deal with this. Why don't you get out of here? Split away from me. Grow up. Live your life. Forget I'm here holding off the bad guys. Never think about me again. Okay? I'm going to have to stay here and take care of this situation.
Can you slow it down?
Sure. I was getting there. So, as you witness the change in the inner child, the adult changes too. So the victimization no longer is valid. And if you drum into the belief system, I'm not a victim, okay, that's the first stage. Second stage is I've never been a victim. You start to drum that in, the belief system says, wait a minute, that's not rational. That doesn't matter. Look who's calling the kettle black. The belief system is rational? No, it's not. It's got completely full of irrational beliefs. They got put in there a lot of times by the grown-ups when the person was small. You know, insulting, horrible things. So that's why I have always been sacred. I have always been safe. Are non-rational beliefs that can be inserted into the belief system and function and save us from revisiting the history without any defense. That's the problem with psychotherapy. They don't give you any defense. They show you your history, and then they take notes. Here, you're hitting something. You know? You're making a dent in the world, okay? It's you being powerful. And if you associate that, then to that child who's the hero, who's dug in, who's in the trenches, who's dealing with the weird stuff, and you associate this with that child, you have a positive healing evolutionary journey. Because now you're no longer alone. The kid is with you, and you are with the kid. So you're united. You present a united front to the world. And the old stuff, sure, I know it's there, but I'm busy, okay? I'm busy having a good time. I'm hitting a drum. I'm making the universe sit up and bark just the way I want it to. And it happens. It'll happen. Am I lying? No, I'm not lying. Yeah. The more confident you get with this, you'll be testimonials. You'll say, this and that happened, and this and that just worked out so well. But it's a good point. See, now, you're always good at this. Slow the tempo down, because you're very careful about what is the energy, the emotional climate at any given point in the room. Because you probably grew up in a situation where there was intense emotional climate of strife, stress, argument, whatever, explosive, whatever. So you're very, so that's a skill. That's a skill that you have. You can take the temperature of a groove in 2 seconds in the room. So, and you assert and say, okay, we don't need to be there. So that's a very important element that you got a good handle on. Because you can see, I'm talking, I'm telling stories, the drum is beating, we get all excited, we're guys, we just love that testosterone thing, you know, we just love to get cranked up like that, you know. That's why I really love it when it's a mixed group, when there's women and men. Now we're going to speed up. But we're going to sing. We're going to stay gentle. Here it comes. Thank you, powers of the East. Circle, drawn round. Circle, drawn round. Circle, drawn round. Power brought down. Power brought down. Power brought down. Power brought down. Protection surrounds. Protection surrounds. Protection surrounds. Protection surrounds. Sacred abounds. Sacred abounds. Sacred abounds. Sacred abounds. Let the goddess dance. Let the goddess dance. Let the goddess dance. Let the goddess dance. Wow, oh, wow, Great Spirit, bless our endeavor. 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 Wow, oh, wow, oh, Okay, big ending. Oh, very good.
How awesome. We're here
Awesome.
together. Thank you, buddy.
You're very
Kathy.
welcome.
Thank you, Claudia and Tom. And Milo.
And Milo, that's right, man.
Okay, now we all stand up, move your drums, because we're going to be standing, bending forward a little bit.
Stand tall forward.
Just, yeah, retire your drums a little bit off to the side so you get a little room to work. Okay, just back over here before we lose the groove. Okay, that's good. Now, come back in. And then put your hands out in front of you like this. Right hand down, right palm down, left palm up. Don't touch. 2 inches. 2-inch clearance between the person next to you. 2-inch clearance. Right palm down, left palm up. Yeah, get Kathy. Okay, this is what we're calling, referred to as a Reiki check. So, okay, here we go. Now, about 2-inch clearance, all you need. You're going to feel probably something, right? I do this for people who have never experienced any energetics before. Okay, so now slowly move your hands away from the other person's hands. Slowly, up and down at the same time. Well, and then come back slowly, not so fast. Okay, come back and you can feel. Okay, again, stretch the energy, and come back to the 2 inches. So it's like a palpable. You really can feel the energy. Stretching, this is what a drummer does. Stretches and compresses the life force. That's what drummers do. Stretching. Now, all cultures see it the same way, right? It's all blue-white light. Stretching. And there's all these different words for it. Ashe, Chi, Reiki, Orgone, Grace, Inshallah, Vril. There's a lot of different words for it. Mojo. So the drummer then generates this. You can feel it. The drummer generates. Your hands are broadcasting right now. So take your hand and put it into the crown chakra. And you're facilitating the downloads that I always refer to. These are huge files. They come into our hard drive, and they open and decompress on their own recognizance. We just have to be willing and be in the state of grace where we can receive. Now, move your hands forward then into your face, shining this beauty, because these grooves that we use are based on beauty. Will always be based on beauty. Shine the beauty into your face, so the universe can see that beauty in your face, and then the universe will reflect that back at you, so you will walk in beauty. Okay? So receive that blessing into your face. Now, move your hands to your ears. These grooves have always been based on truth. They will always be based on truth. Giving this blue-white life force into your ears, so your ears can hear the truth. Accept that blessing. Move to the throat. These grooves have always been based on honesty. These grooves will always be honest. Receiving honesty energy into your throat so that you can speak honestly. And then moving to your heart. Moving this energy into your heart. This is the life force. Gratitude, stamina, courage, love, happiness into the heart. Let the heart receive the blessing of this blue-white light energy. Then moving to the lungs. Wash away, wash away, wash away the toxins in the lungs. And Reiki is a flowing energy, washing away, washing away, washing away, washing away the toxins. Moving down then to the internal organs. The ones that work 24/7 with no thank you. Give them some gratitude. The white light going in there and cleaning out those filters in the liver, the pancreas. Wash away, wash away, wash away the toxins. Then move around to the kidneys. Wash away, wash away, wash away the toxins. Wash away, wash away. Then down to the hips. Here, you're going to infuse your hips with this joyful gratitude. I love my hips. I love my hips. Move them around. Because as Guru Dana Santo said, all decisive action begins from the hip. The first step, from there on, everything comes from the hips. So they need to be flexible, strong. Now, the drummer works with the sexual organs, the first and second chakra. These organs in the drummer's world are safe, happy, and healthy. The drummer has no problem with the sexual energy that is generated with the drum. That's natural. That's what it's supposed to be. So there's this balanced, happy attitude towards the sexual organs. Let the healing energy move into the sexual organs, keeping them happy and healthy. Then we move down to the knees. Now the knees, I have to invoke my patron saint, Saint Miles Davis. Because he was the first, he would say, man, it's the knees, they go first, man. So thank you, Miles. Even though you're a piece of work, thank you. Down to the feet. Here we thank the feet for dancing with the earth all day. And now we look into the earth and we see Pachamama. Give Pachamama all the negativity, the nightmares, the doubts, the anger, the fear, the shadow energy. She gladly eats it all and returns the favor with her gift to us, food. We take her blessing. The drummer, with the strength left in their hands, pulls up Pachamama's gift right through their bodies and pulls up this earth energy through the body of the drummer. The drummer's pulling this energy up and then sends it into the sky. And then the stars respond by giving light down to the drummer. The drummer, with the strength left in their hands, pulls down the light. And then with love, transmutes this into the grooves that you share with your village and your people. And this energy is the sustaining energy that keeps us going. And with this energy, you have to remember, you share it with the friends, you share it with family, you share it even with strangers in the village. Because the old saying is still true. What you give is what you get. Then we thank the elders, especially at the Four Corners, and all of the elders for helping maintain life. And then we clap 3 times and say, Aho.
Oh.
That's
excellent.
Thank you. That was. Oh wow, what a powerful. Yeah.
What I didn't say is that this energy that we have generated here always will exist. Sound never goes away. This energy is a resource. You come to this energy if you need it, wherever and whenever you need to, and it'll always exist. This is your source. You come to this, you remember what we did, what you had, what you generated, and it's your source of strength and longevity and courage and joy. Because it'll always be here. Sound never goes away. So it's like, this is something that you will always have on your side for you. Okay, good job, A+.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get this out of your face.
That's all right.
It's not MGM, but it'll do.
Thank you guys for coming.
Oh, thank you.
Good job.
So
Yeah,
nice to
very
have
good.
you here.
And so you've experienced, this is the first drumming group that they've been to.
Yeah.
So it's very special. That's just, you can't.
Super.
You never know who's going to show up. It's always a surprise. It's amazing.
Very cool.
So, if there's any questions, or if you still want to work on stuff and play or whatever, because we're here. I mean, it's like where you're up for. I'm going to get some more water, but just bask in the light. A big puppy here.
They soaked it all
We're
up.
pretty good.
Denver.
And then I'll shut down the show.
I was just saying
Hearing
here.
you.
Oh,
You know what really helps is the technique question.
Yeah.
Because I had my wrist up.
oh, so you're part of. It took me years to keep my thumbs off of the edge. I used to.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
That's
gee,
where it hit, that's where it hit you?
Yeah, that's right there. And you are so